citizens rest on my today. Wouldn't do it today.
It is 5:30 p.m. I call this meeting to order. Tonight, our invocation will be led by Councilmember Randy Sonnier. Would everyone please rise and then remain rising for the pledges of allegiance?
Would you please pray with me? Dear Heavenly Father, we are just so thankful to be here tonight, Lord, as we work to serve this great citizen of Nederland. And we just thank you for all the blessings and gifts that you have given us. We also pray tomorrow, Lord, as we look at the tomorrow and we see our veterans here today, that we remember those veterans that are here living as the ones that have passed away and served our great country as we celebrate Veterans Day on November 11th. Lord, just thank you for this opportunity to serve our citizens, Lord. I ask all these things in your precious name. Amen.
Amen. Join me in saying the pledges of allegiance to the flags of our country and of our state. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. On honor of the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Thank you. You may be seated. Thank you. Citizen comments at this time. Members of the audience may comment on any city-related subject not on the agenda. Anyone wishing to speak shall sign in before the meeting with their name and address. Comments are limited to 3 minutes unless otherwise allowed by City Council. The Texas Open Meetings Act prohibits the council from discussing items not listed on the agenda. A member of the audience that desires to speak during City Council's consideration of any specific agenda items is requested to notify city staff prior to the start of the meeting, and that no one has signed in the citizen comments sign-in sheet. We will move on to consent agenda item 4. All consent agenda items listed are considered to be routine by the City Council and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member so requests, in which event the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered separately. Item A, minutes, October 27th, 2025 regular meeting and October 17th, 2025 special meeting. B, discussion and possible action to approve the closure of Boston Avenue between 15th Street and 17th Street and all intersections on Saturday, December 6th for the Christmas on the Avenue event. C, discussion and possible action to approve the closure of South 20th Street between Avenue A and Avenue B from November 21st through December 31st for Nederland First Baptist Church's Christmas activities. And D, discussion and possible action to approve a request from Nederland Little Dribblers to utilize the Nederland Recreation Center gymnasium for games and the waiver of associated fees. I do have a question on item C on the closure of South 20th Street for what amounts to 41 days between Avenue A and Avenue B. Is there a precedent for this?
Yeah.
Okay.
They set up the light display and it allows for everybody to be able to be out.
Activities building into it, they do that.
Yeah.
Park there and listen to music on the regular.
Got it. Okay.
We've had no concerns. No
Very, very good. I had a personal question, just wanted to know if that was a typical thing. Okay. I will now accept a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Sonnier, second by Ortiz to approve the consent agenda. Is there any discussion on the motion? Any member of the audience have a question on the motion? Seeing none. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Item 5, regular agenda, new business. A, discussion and possible action to approve a proclamation recognizing National Nurse Practitioner Week. I have the proclamation. I will read it and then council can vote whether or not to give it or not. Whereas this November, we celebrate National Nurse Practitioner Week and recognize the 12th anniversary of the Southeast. By the way, nurse practitioners, if y'all are here, please come forward. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Well, y'all be given the popular pressure to. Okay. I'll start over. Whereas this November, we celebrate National Nurse Practitioner Week and recognize the 12th anniversary of the Southeast Texas Nurse Practitioner Association. SETXNP is a nonprofit organization dedicated to serving the Southeast Texas community through education, advocacy, and outreach. Their members volunteer countless hours at health fairs, lead initiatives such as the clinic drive to support local school nurses, and partner with schools and law enforcement to educate the public on important health issues. And whereas SETXNP has donated to local women's and children's organizations and supported Carville victims. They've contributed significantly to the annual Alzheimer Walk at the Beaumont Civic Center, or Beaumont Event Center, raising more than $15,000 over the past 3 years. They have been recognized as one of the top donating teams with several champion walkers, including a grand champion walker and a member honored to participate in the opening ceremony. Whereas SETXNP exists to serve the Southeast Texas community with love, compassion, and dedication. Now, therefore, I, Jeffrey P. Darby, Mayor of the City of Nederland, Texas, do hereby proclaim the week of November 10th, 2025 as National Nurse Practitioner Week in the City of Nederland, Texas, and encourage all citizens to join the nation in recognizing the vital role of nurse practitioners in improving healthcare access and outcomes for all. In testimony whereof, witness my hand and seal of the City of Nederland, this the 10th day of November 2025, signed by me and attested by Joni Underwood, City Clerk. I'll now accept a motion from council.
So move.
Second.
Motion by Jones, second by Ortiz. Any discussion, council?
Thank y'all so much for what you do. Oh, we're gonna get a
Well,
picture.
you'll get a picture.
Oh, yeah.
Let us finish our action here. Is there anything y'all would like to say?
No, but thank you so much for the opportunity to come before the City of Nederland. We are here to serve all of Southeast Texas. It is an opportunity that we don't take for granted. We're so grateful that we can take care of the citizens. Don't ever, ever underestimate the power and the work that a nurse practitioner can do. So please, there's a lot of clinics that are nurse practitioner owned and that are also in the community. And we're just here to serve. So please reach out to us. Anything you need, or if something's going on at your church or in your community. A lot of us teach CPR. A lot of us teach, basic emergency life support. We have wound care people here, pediatrics. So just reach out to us and we're more than happy to come and serve the community. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Amazing.
All in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Front and center, nurse practitioners.
Come back here. You got it.
Y'all ain't got to jump over.
We don't want to put y'all way out front. We'll look kind of. But y'all need to be in the middle.
Who wants to hold this?
Oh, I'm okay. Come on.
You got it.
Last time.
And I had surgery. I'm like, oh,
Come on.
Careful.
it's my man.
Come on, man. Go on with your bad sis. All right.
Got it, Sasha? Thank you.
Thank y'all so much.
Thank you.
Thank y'all for coming down.
Thank you. Okay.
Well, you know.
Bye, y'all take care. Thank you. Thank you.
Item B, all the veterans organizations and any Marine veterans, please be prepared to come forward. Discussion and possible action to approve a proclamation recognizing the United States Marine Corps Day. Today is the 250th birthday of the United States Marine Corps. All right, this is a little bit longer, but I'm going to do my best. And I wrote this, so if there's any errors, Marines, I was Army, so don't worry about it. And I did a 250th for the Army on June 14th. At this rate, it'll be 2040 before the 250th of the Coast Guard. I won't be the mayor then. I figured it out the other day. 2197 until the Air Force's 250th. I ain't gonna be a memory. And the Space Force, it'll be 2269.
Okay. Yeah.
My great grandchildren may be able to do it for you. Okay. Whereas on November 10th, 1775, the Continental Congress resolved to recruit and equip two battalions of Marines to provide shipboard security and boarding parties for the Continental Navy. This is where they got their nickname Leathernecks due to the high leather collars they wore to protect against sword blows. And whereas Captain Samuel Nicholas was commissioned the first officer of Marines, and whereas the first recruiting station was set up in Ton Tavern. Yes, the Marines were organized in a bar. And whereas United States Marines distinguished themselves throughout the American Revolution in naval battles against the Royal Navy, and whereas Marines served throughout the 19th and early 20th centuries, including the Barbary Wars, the shores of Tripoli, the Battle of Chapultepec in the war against Mexico, the Halls of Montezuma, and in expeditionary duties in Panama, China, Cuba, Mexico, Nicaragua, Haiti, Dominican Republic, and others. And whereas the Corps served in France during World War I, where their determination and perseverance against battle-hardened German forces caused the Germans to give them their nickname Teufelhunden, or devil dogs. And whereas the United States Marine Corps was a key to the island hopping campaign of World War II in the Pacific theater, most famously in the raising of the United States flag over Mount Suribachi in the Battle of Iwo Jima. And whereas Marines continued their service in Korea, particularly in the Pusan Perimeter and the Chosin Reservoir, the Chosen Few. And whereas the Marine Corps was a key element of United States forces in the I Corps region of South Vietnam during the Vietnam War, fighting both the Viet Cong and North Vietnamese regulars. And whereas the Marines continued their expeditionary duties in Lebanon from 1982 to 1984, including the tragic loss of 220 Marines, along with 18 sailors and 3 soldiers in the bombing of the Beirut barracks on 23 October 1983, the bloodiest day in Marine Corps history outside of declared wars. And whereas Marines liberated Grenada from communism from 25 October to 1 November 83, and the Corps, whereas the Corps played a role in the invasion of Panama in December 1989, and whereas the United States Marine Corps fought in the Gulf War of 1991, where they were key to the liberation of Kuwait, in Somalia in 1993, in Afghanistan from 2001 to 2021, and in Iraq from 2003 to 2011, particularly during the March and April 2003 invasion, and in Al Anbar province from 2004 to 07. And whereas in these 250 years of history, the Marines have lived up to their motto, Semper Fidelis, always faithful, to our Constitution, our country, and its people, and are proud to claim the title of United States Marines. Therefore, I, Jeffrey P. Jeff Darby, Mayor of the City of Nederland, do declare November 10th, 2025 as the United States Marine Corps Day in the City of Nederland, and call upon our citizens to remember the service and sacrifices of United States Marines from our revolution until today, in testimony whereof witness my hand and seal of the City of Nederland. This the 10th day of November 2025, signed by me and attested by Joni Underwood, City Clerk. I'll accept a motion in a second.
Second.
Motion by Sonia, seconded by Jones. Any discussion, council? Veterans organizations, especially Marines, anything you'd like to say at this time?
How about a round of applause for our veterans here?
Fans to be recognized, Devil Dog.
I get stage fright very easy. I don't like speaking up on people, but I want to thank you for the recognition. It's truly an honor to serve, and always remember the 58,000 that didn't make it back. Thank you.
Any further discussion, council? Hearing none. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Step forward to be recognized.
I'm not agreeing.
Make exactly. Here's some crayons. They call them crayon eaters.
Crown, Lord.
Thank y'all very much.
Absolutely.
Get back to Sergeant Major. There he is. Hey, make sure. If you don't know, the other service is called Marines Crayon Eaters. It's a token of love, I'm sure. Item C. Item C, discussion and possible action to approve resolution. This is action of the council, actually. 2025-17, recognizing Sergeant Chase Romero and Officer Brant Halfin. Let me go to it here.
What page are we at on our?
This would be on our there's the hard copy. Thank you, ma'am. Resolution 2025-17. It is on page 14 of 33 on your iPad. Resolution honoring the bravery of police officers in rescuing a citizen from a burning house. Whereas on October 19, 2025, officers of the Nederland Police Department displayed exceptional courage and selflessness by responding swiftly to an emergency call regarding a residential fire in the 8200 block of South Killarney, which is located just outside the city limits of the city of Nederland. And whereas upon arrival at the scene, the officers were informed that an individual was trapped inside the burning home with the residents fully engulfed in flames and fire venting out of the windows of the structure. And whereas without hesitation or regard for their own safety, the officers entered the burning building through the garage, navigating hazardous conditions in an attempt to locate and extract the individual. After several seconds inside the residence, the officers were not able to progress to the rear of the residence due to the heat and smoke. The hallway was engulfed in flames. The officers exited the residence and went to the rear of the residence where the fire was now venting out of the rear bedroom. Upon removal of the window air conditioning unit, officers were able to see the resident was deceased just inside the window. Whereas their actions exemplify the highest standards of bravery, quick thinking, and commitment to public service, reflecting great credit upon themselves, their department, and the entire law enforcement community. And whereas the courage demonstrated in this life-threatening situation serves as a powerful reminder of the risks of our law enforcement officers, that our law enforcement officers face daily in the line of duty. Now, therefore, be it resolved that we, the city of Nederland, on behalf of a grateful community, formally commend and honor the heroism of Sergeant Chase Romero and Officer Brant Halfin and all members of the Nederland Police Department who took part in this rescue, and be it further resolved that this resolution be entered into the official records as a lasting tribute to their bravery, service, and unwavering dedication to the protection of human life. Okay. I'll accept the motion.
Move item C.
Motion by Jones, second by Duplant. Any discussion, council? Anyone from the police department here this evening? Assistant Chief Arnold, would you, the officer, Sergeant Romero and Officer Halfin, did you have anything to add to the resolution? Any background for council? They did. Any member of the public? Hearing none. All in favor of the resolution, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. And please extend our thanks to Sergeant and Officer. Thanks, sir. Okay, go back to item E. Item D, discussion and possible action to approve the quarterly hotel occupancy tax fund financial report from the Nederland Chamber of Commerce. Mr. Mills.
Thank you, Mayor.
Oh, by the way, sure, I should have introduced you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. Bruce Mills. He is our interim city manager. He began work last Monday, November 3rd. Mr. Mills has a long and
Is
distinguished
that when it
history.
was? God,
Yeah, it only seems like
Yeah.
it was a week ago. It only seems like a month and a half ago. No, he has a long and distinguished career in municipal government, mainly in the Austin area, and he's done interim jobs throughout the state. So he's going to be with us for a while.
Thank you. Apologize for the Austin area stuff. But anyway, I'm out of there, but thank you. I'm going to take this. Cheryl has been coaching me very well, so I'll probably screw this up, but I can't read as fast as you read those proclamations, and I probably misspell words, and I probably won't know what the acronyms are, but I'll give it a try on item D. So in accordance with the Texas Code, Texas Tax Code 351.101C, it's necessary for the city to review and accept the quarterly hotel occupancy tax fund financial report from the Nederland Chamber of Commerce. And attached in your packets, Chamber's report for the 2025 third quarter, July 1st through September 30th, for revenues exceed expenditures by 8,440.28. I recommend acceptance of that for the quarterly report.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Motion by Duplant, seconded by Jones. Any discussion, council? Any member of the public? Hearing none, seeing none. All in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. E, discussion and possible action to approve the purchase of lighting upgrade for the Needleland Recreation Center via state-approved contract. Bruce?
And if you think that was bad, listen to this one. So discussion of the possible approval for rec center lighting upgrade via state-approved contracts in your backup. Attached, we have a quote from Spark Lighting LLC for LED lighting and installation costs in the amount of $46,750. This purchase is reimbursable by a grant awarded by the State Energy Conservation Office, municipally owned building for our retrofit program. The council approved this in September 23rd of 2024 in agreement with Seco grant between the city and the Texas Comptroller of Public Accounts was approved for $50,000. The grant request included LED lighting upgrades to the Nederland Rec Center with no local match. Staff recommends approval of this purchase, and after consultation, I concur with that recommendation.
I'll make a motion to accept it.
Motion by Duplan, second by Sonia to approve. Any discussion, council?
So all I heard is it's not going to cost us anything.
Yeah.
Would that be correct? Awesome. Great work.
OPM, other people's money. Okay.
Take
Any other discussion from council? Any questions from the citizens? Hearing none, seeing none. All in favor of the motion, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Item F, consider action approving resolution number 2025-18, casting votes for candidates for the Board of Directors of the Jefferson County Central Appraisal District. Bruce?
Just to add to that, Mayor, thank you. In accordance with section 6.03 of the Property Tax Code, it's necessary for this council to cast votes for one nominee or distribute them as you wish. Mr. Lamson is a mid-county representative nominated by the city of Groves. New legislation has implemented staggered terms, so only 2 of the 5 appointed positions on the Board of Directors are up for re-election. The city of Nederland holds 22, that'd be 1.10% the votes for JCAD. I recommend approval of this item.
I'll accept a motion in a second.
I still have a question on this.
Yep.
So, I mean, I know Bert very well. So between the two of us, we either have to nominate somebody he wouldn't, or we'd nominate him as a Groves and he'd be the mid-county representative.
We would, our
share type
nomination of
thing.
him would be to send our 22 votes, our 1.1% of the
'cause
total
we're split up
to Bert.
Okay.
But I remember the last time we did this, we split it up.
Oh,
We
yeah.
didn't go with one
Different
person
people.
because it helped.
Yeah.
Spread our influence if it be. I'm not
Yeah.
familiar with everyone.
If only 1.1%, because you're talking Beaumont and everything else mixed into it with the higher percentage and pulled out there, so. Yeah.
Right, and then all the school districts and so on and so forth.
Yeah. Well, I have no problem with Bert. I mean, he's a good guy and he'd represent well. But if we don't have any other leverage, and it makes sense to do it. I nominate him.
Motion in a second.
Yeah, we have a nomination by,
Okay. Mr. Lamson, has he already serving on, or is he a new, do we know? Is he an incumbent for or is he being appointed as like an outsider coming in?
it's my understanding he is not currently on the board, but
Okay, so it'd be a
that's my understanding.
Fresh face. That's what I was asking. Yeah, okay.
We had a
Second.
motion by Sonia,
Second.
second by Ortiz to cast our votes for Mr. Lamson. Any further discussion, council? Any questions from the audience? Hearing none, seeing none. All in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. G, discussion and possible action to approve ordinance number 2025-23, amending the fiscal year 2025-2026 budget. Mr. Mills.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mayor. This is a budget amendment, obviously, that any encumbered funds remaining on hand at the end of the fiscal year, which ended September 30th of this year, should be construed with and classified with miscellaneous revenue anticipated during the fiscal year beginning October 1 and then ending next September 30th, 26th. And the attached ordinance that you have is for funds for contract services for your duly interim city manager hired recently, November 3rd, 2025, as you said. with some remaining obligated funds on contract for the forensic audit, which was approved by council. And then for some police department amendments was for department spike strips, which you probably know what they are, dress uniforms for the officers. And then dedicated funds for the Nederland School District for mental health services through the Samaritan Counseling, and increased cost for regional radio system for the multi-county dispatch. And I recommend approval for all of those with no questions.
Does any member of council have a question?
Yeah, I have a question. I'm looking at, council, it'd be page 28, your iPads, attachment A. Other requirements, it seems that the city is going to be funding, mental health services for the school district. Make no mistake, I don't want to appear insensitive, but I'm just curious why the city is funding this and not the school district.
Ms. Dowden,
I'm going to explain that.
could you get up closer to the microphone,
Can you
please?
hear
sir?
me?
Yes, better.
Okay, that occurred prior to my tenure, prior to your tenure. During the sometime last year, the city council and Mr. Sonier and DuPlant probably are familiar with it. The funds were supposed to come out of the ARPA grant funds, which is the state and local recovery coronavirus funds. And as all of you know, those funds were not obligated at the end of December. However, they had committed or had dedicated the funds and informed the school district and the Samaritan Counseling Service that the city was going to be covering it. So that is why we are bringing it to you. There is another item on the agenda to actually approve the purchase. But in order to approve that, the budgeted funds have to be available first.
And it looks like here the note says is on the December 9th, 2024 council meeting.
Correct.
Well, I'm sitting here thinking, we got a lot of work coming up ahead with all the sewer work, and I've been hearing in conversations, the school district's talking, they still have $11 million in bond money sitting left over from the bond back in 2019, I believe it was. So I'm just questioning why we are funding that for the school district and not the school district funding it.
I think bond money can be moved around. It's gotta be gone. It's gotta be put where where the bond says it's supposed to be.
But then again, my question remains why the city is going to fund this program for the school. It appeared the total invoice was 50,000. So it would appear we're paying for the entire program. Like it's not like we're going in together or we're bearing the cost.
Was the thinking 11 months ago, I'll call it because it's basically 11 months ago, that we got this ARPA money, we're just going to give 50,000 of it to the school and school district, and by 22 days later, the money was not obligated. And guys who were on the council on December 9th of last year, do you have any specific recollection?
It's been a while.
Okay, yeah, neither do I.
I'm nearing retirement, so I don't remember a whole lot of stuff, especially a year ago.
Okay.
But I do believe that we had funds available in the coronavirus, whatever the fund's called.
Right.
And we needed to spend them, and there was an opportunity, I want to say Stephen Beagle and Jardell and all them came up and were talking to us about it as a way to use that money. Now, going forward, we don't have the coronavirus fund.
Right.
I totally agree with that. Maybe we need to look at some kind of shared agreement like we do, we've done on several other things.
Some of those last year in college, we said, hey, we'll split this with you.
Right.
This one where,
But,
we've gone out of our way above and beyond to help the school district.
but also, mental health is a major issue.
Oh, it is.
Nowadays. And I mean, it's been a long time, right? If we can afford to do this and help the school district, I think this is one that I would be willing to say, hey, I'm not worried about splitting this one.
Yeah, I have no issue with it either. I'd like to see some KPIs and reports on where that money went and who they helped in the numbers. Because we don't know that. It's almost like, here's some money, but we don't know what you're doing with it. Show us some things in back, we're
Well,
getting in
and
return.
if
There's
it-
something we
if
can
it's not
stand
all
behind.
used For
Yeah.
counseling, then send the money back.
Mayor, I'm gonna hold off on my questions until we get to the action item, but I
Okay.
do have some questions.
Okay, that's fair. Are you satisfied with that, Councilman Jones?
I'm gonna move, to separate the other requirements as listed on page 28 for the amount of 50,000 until we can get some more information. I don't have the information I need to make an informed decision right now on that.
So you want to separate, your motion is to separate out that line item. or
Other
lines,
requirements.
Other requirements, the line item of $50,000 with the notes underneath it from the budget amendment
Correct.
and handle it later in the agenda. Is that my understanding of your motion?
Correct.
Do we have a second?
Are you saying to pass the ordinance with that section removed and you want to come back to it?
So I'm a little confused because we have the amendment here, 2025-23. And then if you go down to item J, we're going to take possible action to approve payment to Samaritan Counseling Center of Southeast Texas for the Nederland High School's wellness screening program. So if we were to pass this 2025-23 as written, how does that affect us when we get a little bit further down in the agenda?
Still don't have to approve that, okay? But you have to pass it to be able to not approve it, or if you pull it out, it's gonna push this to the next meeting. You won't be able to move that item to a discussion because you're not gonna get your answers today.
You want to
So
hold,
that
okay.
moves
Yeah.
the next one to the next meeting.
Right.
Do you withdraw your motion?
I'll withdraw that motion.
Okay. Do we have a motion and second to approve the budget ordinance amendment then?
Second.
We have a motion by Duplant, second by Ortiz. Is there any further discussion on this item, council? Of course, we're going to get to Jay here in a little
Right.
bit. Yes, sir.
There was some discussion that part of this was going to the forensic audit. What's the status of the audit?
It's probably, there was some trouble finding records on our part at the early part of the forensic audit that set it back about a month. They had said a November, December timeframe. It's probably more like December, January timeframe. This is going back to the summer where this delay happened. No, we're gonna get one note at the end.
Interim. this
Some
is what we found
milestones
so
or something?
far.
Yeah,
About
yeah, yeah.
halfway
Yeah.
through Today, each
Yeah.
day they do the audit, you usually have here were our findings. This is
Yeah, they're gonna give us their findings at the end after they've gone through all the data. Yeah.
seems strange, but anyway.
Did we end up getting them everything that they requested in that month's time, as far as we know?
Cheryl, are you aware?
Record keeping?
She's not
Okay.
aware. Yeah,
come back to that.
they've not said anything else about there being a delay on our end. And they've not said anything about a delay on their end.
If I could, Mayor, I was on a call with Heather Hunter, she's out of town one day this past week, and she said with the audit people, and they did get everything up till now, everything they've asked for. and
Okay,
they're-
good.
So I think it's gonna speed up the timeline, but I didn't get a date for when they expect to be finished.
We want to make sure we weren't hanging them up or.
I didn't get anything, all it was about is the information coming in, they've requested, it sounded like we got it.
Any other discussion by council on the approval of the budget ordinance amendment rather? Questions from the audience?
My name's Tim Winberg. I reside at 912 Circle Drive here in Nederland, Texas. I've only resided here for about 4 years. A little bit of history. I'm a licensed professional counselor, and I specialize in trauma, and I have in the past counseled kids that have been exposed to a lot of trauma. I also did my internship at Samaritan Counseling while I was trying to get my license. So I guess the thing that I'm trying to figure out here is I'm a little bit confused. Okay. you're saying that you're going to approve something that you don't have, from what I'm gathering now, I might not have caught all of it, but you're making an approval for something that you don't have all the data on. That is what I've
No, sir.
gathered from this,
No.
because I don't know the,
Let me help you out a little bit. The action item is item J, to approve or not approve that $50,000 bill.
okay.
This is only to move it forward where we could potentially pay it or not, or
Okay.
have a discussion.
that's
with
what
the
I was
ISD.
To do it.
Yeah, we're basically shifting the funds from one
Basically, it's
account to
saying,
the other
hey,
to put
we're
it
gonna
in there.
This account, if you want to use it, you can use it, but you can't make that decision until you got the money in the account to say you want to use it.
Okay.
And I believe that when we get to item J, there will probably be an amendment in there somewhere.
Okay.
I
Don't
just
feel
read-
bad. I was confused as well. There's a
Read-
lot
just
with the
reading the-
coronavirus and everything.
Reading the sense of the council, I can
Right.
pretty much
Thank you
guarantee
very
there's gonna
much.
be.
I just didn't want to make, since I
just-
lived here, I was wondering.
Right.
All right, thank you.
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you, sir.
Any other citizen? It was a good question. Hearing none, seeing none. All in favor of the budget ordinance amendment, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Ayes have it. Okay, let me get back to my agenda here. H, discussion and possible action to approve resolution number 2025-19, authorizing account signatories for the city's tax pool investment account. Mr. Mills.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, the city has had an account with Tex Pool since 1997. It's necessary, of course, to update the authorized signators to include both of the city's investment officers and interim city manager, finance director. Since Tex Pool requires a minimum of 2 signatures to transact business on behalf of the city. Finance director recommends approval of this item. I concur with that recommendation.
Second.
Motion by Duplant, seconded by Ortiz. Any discussion, council? Any discussion, audience? Seeing none, hearing none. All in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Item I, discussion and possible action to approve payment to GovWell for inspection permitting and work order system for Public Works. Mr. Mills.
Thank you, Mayor. Attached is this invoice from number 1088 from GovWell Technologies, Inc. in the amount of $35,000 for the annual subscription fees for building permits and inspections, planning, and orders, modules, what else, zoning, public works, permits, contract. And by the way, a very, very good system that I'm understanding here, which we needed yesterday. The subscription term runs from October 1, 25 through September of this coming year, 26. Purchase of this software is approved in fiscal year 25-26 budget, and purchasing policy requires the approval from city council for purchase exceeding, as you know, 25,000. I recommend approval.
We have a motion by Duplant.
I'll second.
Second.
I think I heard Sonia that time. Discussion, council. Questions, audience? Hearing none, seeing none. All in favor of the motion, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Let's see here. Oh, my iPad just did weird things. Give me a second, y'all. J.
Yeah.
Discussion and possible action to approve payment to Samaritan Counseling Center of Southeast Texas for the Nederland High School Wellness Screening Program. Mr. Mills, do you have anything to add on that?
No, I can read this, but I think you have it, and you've done a good job explaining what it is and asking questions. Thank you.
Okay. Council, I will accept a motion in a second and then discussion.
Make a motion.
I'll second it.
We have a motion by Duplant, second by Jones to approve. It's time for discussion, which means it's time for an amendment if that is the will of the council.
I have a question, Mayor.
Yes, sir.
If you don't mind. On the situation, is there an interlocal agreement in place between the city and the district for something like this?
I'll,
Is it needed? I mean, because we're not using grant funding, we're using taxpayer funding. So I'm just curious as to if this is something, if this is needed for accountability purposes.
Funds were obligated from. So at that time, it would be spent.
think your mic's off. I don't mean to interrupt you.
That's okay. Thank you. But if going forward, if it's the city's money, then I think that's something if you want, especially if you're wanting some accountability measures, or splitting or whatever it is, then I think that's appropriate.
Mhm.
I like what Randy mentioned about, some KPIs. See what we're getting for the money we're spending. Were we able to help some people or did it?
KPI meaning? KPI meaning? Thank you. Not everyone uses that term.
Plants do.
Plants do, and I don't work in a plant, neither,
So,
never have.
But it's also a good one. I mean, maybe.
I'm retired from the government. They've just print money. Okay. Go ahead, Randy. Sorry.
It may be a good one as well to look at it and see, okay, should we give him more? By looking at the numbers, it may be one of those things where there's a higher number that we know about. We just don't know those numbers are. right.
I don't have all the information I feel like I need just to say, here's your check. I'd like to kind of see where we're going with it all.
Right.
So I'll move to, that would be, I move to postpone item J until we can get some more information to bring back to this council so we can make a better informed decision.
Yeah, I think some of my questions are probably going to be for the district because, I'd like everyone said, I would like to see a little bit more transparency on this. I'd like to see how many students have been served or what all that looks like.
I have no problem with that. Bring them in and ask the school to come give us a number. Sure.
Yeah.
If it's a value thing, I have no problem voting for it.
So we have a motion to postpone and it was seconded, I believe.
And Mayor, is that in the
Didn't hear
form,
a second.
is that in favor of an amendment to the original motion that was seconded?
It would be a motion to postpone until a motion to postpone requires a date certain.
So now we have to predict how long till the school district can get us what we need. So
Well, if they want the money, they can start working on it. I'm not being facetious or anything, just
I want
saying,
to bring
okay.
this back at the next meeting.
That's a week from now. How about December 8th?
Let's do December 8th. Make that part
Give
of
them time.
my motion.
Okay. Do we have a second on
Second.
his motion? Okay.
Both did it the first time.
Yeah.
And we'll just, you accept the friendly amendment, in other
Yes.
words. Yes, okay. Okay, we have a motion second to postpone until this item until December 8th, giving the school district time to give us the key performance indicators, other data, and then we can make our decision at that point. Is that
That's fair.
recap? Okay. About to ask for citizens? Go ahead.
Oh, thank you so much. Jolie Shipley, 8765 Holmes Road. The Samaritan Counseling Center, for those of you that don't know it, is primarily officed out of Port Arthur. It's a local organization. I've been on the board for a couple decades, off and on. And I think as we've heard from others here, Lamar University has an excellent LPC program that develops the counselors in our area. If you were to call around today, even with good insurance, it can take weeks and months to get into a qualified licensed professional counselor. And those people have to have 3,000 hours of work underneath someone in order to be licensed. As you've heard from someone who's gone through that program, it used to be 2,000, it's up to 3,000. If you do your math, that's a year and a half of work. And most private LPCs will not accept the interns or are not qualified for it. Samaritan Counseling Center is our largest stomping ground for training the new counselors in our area. And they do a lot of that through the school outreach programs. Nederland was lucky to become one of the districts that they chose to assist with. Port Neches got in there first. I'm not really sure how or why, but they did a lot of work with the youth of Port Neches before they ventured into Nederland. And I would just caution you all to make sure, and I appreciate you asking the questions and gaining the information, but that we do everything we can, both as a city and a school district, to foster that relationship with Samaritan Counseling Center as the premier gifter of the mental health and the trauma-informed counseling that's available in this area. I'm sure that Robin McCutcheon, the current executive director of the organization, who has impeccable character, would also be in attendance at the December 8th meeting, and I can almost assure you she will be. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other member of the audience, any other citizen?
My comrade's telling me to sit down and shut up. But I just wanted to give you a little bit.
You're
of
still
more
who you
information about the
still who you said
LPC.
you were a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yes, same place, same name. From firsthand experience, as working as an intern. The problem with working as an intern is that insurance will not cover, and maybe it's the rules have changed. You know, I've been licensed for quite a few years since this, but when I was doing it, insurance will not pay for services rendered by an intern. You have to be licensed. The only way that I was able to clock my hours was if somebody paid cash for their services. Not very many people are willing to pay cash for counseling. As a matter of fact, I had to go do my internship someplace else because I was unable to get clients because, you know, most of the people that come to Samaritan are of low income and they depend on that insurance to pay for that. Now, things have been a little more lax now. The insurance companies have maybe opened their eyes a little more to the need, but that might be something you might need to factor in on that and part of the numbers in there because, you know, like she said, 3,000 hours to work for free. And I was traveling back and forth from Beaumont and I was unemployed. So it was a long road to hoe, but just something to keep in the factor. I'm not trying to squash this or say y'all shouldn't do that, but you need to look at the barriers that are there and maybe question those things and see how this is going to work. If that money is going to go for those people that don't have insurance, then me as a citizen, I would actually salute that flag that went up to the top of the pole. But just wanting to give you that information. I don't know if that was some information you don't need, but just.
No, I
wanted to
appreciate that.
input
I think that's part of the information I need to make an informed decision is, you know, how are we allocating this money? What, you know, how many kids are we helping? You know, I just,
All we got is an invoice for $50,000.
yeah.
And we want to make sure we're helping the kids. It's going to the right place. So we need to hold them responsible as well.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, this is to, we still need to vote. This is to postpone until December 8th. Any further discussion? Seeing none. All in favor of the motion to postpone, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. December 8th agenda, Mr. Mills.
Thank you, Mayor. This is discussed and possible action approving reclassification of
Item K, yeah, go ahead.
sorry, of Ms. Cheryl Dowden from interim city manager to assistant to the city manager at a grade 127, step 7, effective November 3rd through November 30th. This we extend it with the hiring of Bruce Mills as interim city manager effective November 3rd. It's necessary to reclassify Ms. Dowden as assistant to the city manager for the remainder of the month as she will retire, she says, from the city effective November 30th, 2025. I recommend approval of that part.
Yeah,
She's not helping you, is she?
No.
Learn the ropes, friend.
Make a motion.
I'll second it.
Motion by Duplant, seconded by Sonier. Any discussion, council?
Thank you, Cheryl.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, Ms.
Thank
Dowd.
you so
We
much.
appreciate you immensely.
And according to TMRS rules, you have to retire the end of the month. So that's why the date, even though it's a Sunday, it has to be the end of the month.
We work on Sunday.
Yeah,
Don't we, Cheryl?
No banker's hours over here?
No.
the Sunday of Thanksgiving weekend. Okay, that's all right. No, thank you for the 6, it'll be almost 7 months that you will have spent back with the city. And I know you'll come back and visit, but I know you won't come back and work. And it's been, you've taught me a lot in my 6 months, almost as mayor. Okay. Any other council discussion? Anything from the citizens? Okay, hearing none, seeing none. All in favor of the motion, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Items, go ahead.
Think-
Randy.
Cheryl, you didn't notice when this was typed up, that's through November 2026, but thank you. We voted on it, so we're good.
No, it does say November 30th, 2025.
Look at her looking at it.
Cheryl, today is not April Fool's Day.
I've never seen her flip through the pages so fast in my life.
Do it, Cheryl.
Item 6, executive session. No public discussion on these items. The city council will announce that it will go into executive session pursuant to chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code to discuss matters as specifically listed on the agenda or as authorized by law. Consultation with attorney, Texas Government Code, chapter 551.071 regarding legal matters pending or contemplated litigation, a settlement offer, or on matters in which the duty of the attorney to the governmental body under the Texas disciplinary rules. Man, I know what it feels like when the fans leave before the football game's over. To the governmental body under the Texas disciplinary rules of professional conduct of the State Bar of Texas clearly conflicts with chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code, including but not limited to cause number 25 DCCV 1451, Manuel Villarreal versus the Apostolic Tabernacle of Texas, Inc. George Wheeler in his official capacity as building official for the city of Nederland, Texas, and Terry Morton in his official capacity as chief fire official for the city of Nederland, Texas. We'll be back when we're done. Thank you.
she's ready to beat up Randy for the comment.
All right. It is now 6:36 PM. We are reconvened into regular session and discuss and take action, if any, on items discussed in executive session. Item 8, discussion on possible action arising out of or related to executive session regarding cause number 25 DCCV 1451 Manuel Villarreal versus the Apostolic Tabernacle of Texas Incorporated. George Wheeler in his official capacity as building official for the city of Nederland, Texas, and Terry Morton in his official capacity as chief fire official for the city of Nederland, Texas. All we had in the executive session was information from the attorney. There is no action item. And seeing that there is no other business before the city council, this meeting is adjourned at 6:36 PM. Thank you all for coming.